In October 2006, Google paid $1.65 billion for a company with almost no revenue. Not a little revenue, almost none. YouTube had been running for just 18 months. It had no real business model. It was burning through money on servers and bandwidth at a pace that terrified everyone who looked closely at the numbers. The entertainment industry was threatening to sue it out of existence, and the founder of one of the world's most successful hedge funds publicly called it the most reckless acquisition in tech history. Eric Schmidt, Google's CEO, later admitted under oath that he believed YouTube was worth somewhere between $600 and $700 million. His board paid $1.65 billion. When a Viacom lawyer pointed out that was roughly $1 billion more than he thought it was worth, Schmidt said, "Yes, that is correct." So why did they do it? And how did a company that nearly died 3 times in 18 months become the second most visited website on Earth? This is the story of YouTube. If you're new here, we cover stories like this every week. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. 3 people built YouTube. All of them came from PayPal. Chad Hurley had studied fine art and design in Pennsylvania and ended up at PayPal as a designer. He was the person who drew the original PayPal logo. Steve Chen grew up in Taiwan, moved to Chicago as a child, studied computer science at the University of Illinois, and joined PayPal as an engineer. Jawed Karim was born in East Germany to a Bangladeshi father and a German mother. His family moved to Minnesota when he was 13, after experiencing racism in Germany. He went to the University of Minnesota, then Stanford, and found his way to PayPal, where he met the other 2. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. All 3 of them were suddenly unexpectedly wealthy and completely free. The question was, what next? They started hanging out, talking about ideas. Chen had some money from PayPal and had given himself 2 years and roughly $100,000 to try something before accepting that a proper career might be the better path. Here's where the founding story gets genuinely strange. YouTube was not supposed to be YouTube. It was Valentine's Day 2005. They registered YouTube.com. The original idea was a video dating site. The slogan was, "Tune in, hook up." The concept was basically upload a video of yourself, describe the partner you wanted, and let the algorithm match you. They launched the dating version in May 2005. A full week passed. 0 videos uploaded. Not a few, 0. Nobody wanted to post videos of themselves looking for dates. They nearly quit. Then they looked at what people actually did want, which was to share videos about anything at all. A conversation about Flickr and photo sharing helped crystallize it. Their offices at the time were above a pizzeria in San Mateo, California, which employees later remembered as genuinely rat-infested. They scrapped the dating concept entirely and rebuilt around a single idea: the easiest possible way to upload and share any video with anyone. The first video ever posted to YouTube was uploaded by Karim on April 23, 2005. 18 seconds long. He's standing in front of some elephants at the San Diego Zoo. He says they have really long trunks. That's it. The video is now called Me at the Zoo and has been watched hundreds of millions of times. The beta launched, and within weeks, something unexpected happened. People showed up. Not just a few people. The site was growing faster than anything they had infrastructure to support. By the time they launched properly in December 2005, they were serving 2 million video views a day. By January 2006, 25 million. By summer 2006, over 100 million videos viewed every single day. The problem was the cost. Every video view used bandwidth. Bandwidth cost real money, the servers were straining, the bills were spiraling, and YouTube had almost no revenue to offset any of it. Sequoia Capital invested $3.5 million in November 2005. Specifically because Roelof Botha, their partner, had worked at PayPal with the founders and trusted them. It helped, but it was nowhere near enough. And then came the legal threat. Here's where things get genuinely dangerous. Content was flooding onto YouTube that nobody had licensed. Clips from TV shows, music videos, film trailers, sports highlights, uploaded by users who had no right to post them, watched by millions. The entertainment industry watched YouTube's traffic climb and made a decision: this was piracy at industrial scale, and it needed to stop. In late 2005, NBC sent a takedown notice for an SNL digital short, a sketch called Lazy Sunday that had gone viral on YouTube. It was the single clip most responsible for putting YouTube on the map. NBC took it down. It showed exactly how fragile the platform was. If major studios decided to act collectively, they could dismantle YouTube's library overnight and drown it in lawsuits before it ever reached profitability. Viacom, which owned MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and Paramount, was watching and getting angrier. The founders knew they had two choices: find a buyer who could absorb the legal risk, or find a way to fight it alone and hope the law was on their side. In the summer of 2006, two companies were circling. Yahoo made an offer. The YouTube founders considered it seriously, but something about Yahoo felt wrong to them. Too much bureaucracy, too much risk of the product being absorbed and changed beyond recognition. Google had a problem. They had their own video platform called Google Video. It had launched before YouTube with more resources, better backing, and more sophisticated technology. It was losing to YouTube so badly, it wasn't close. Every month, the gap grew. Google Video had the infrastructure. YouTube had the users. Eric Schmidt had a conversation with the YouTube team and made a decision that shocked his own board. He was going to pay $1.65 billion, nearly $1 billion more than he thought the company was worth, because he believed the alternative was worse. If YouTube was sold to a competitor, Google Video would never recover. If YouTube kept growing independently and eventually got destroyed by copyright lawsuits, that was also a problem for the internet. And if another bidder came in, the price would go even higher. Speed was the strategy. He closed the deal in 16 days. The acquisition was announced on October 9th, 2006. YouTube had been running for exactly 18 months. It had roughly 67 employees, almost no revenue, and a rat-infested office above a pizzeria. Google paid $1.65 billion in stock. The entertainment industry moved fast. In March 2007, Viacom sued Google and YouTube for $1 billion in copyright damages, claiming YouTube had allowed tens of thousands of their clips to be uploaded and watched without permission. The lawsuit alleged brazen massive infringement on an industrial scale. Google set aside $200 million in escrow immediately to handle potential legal costs. For years, the outcome was uncertain. The case ground through the courts. In 2010, a judge ruled in YouTube's favor under the safe harbor provisions of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, a law that said platforms weren't liable for what users uploaded as long as they removed infringing content when notified. Viacom appealed, then appealed again. The case didn't fully settle until 2014, 8 years after the acquisition. During all of it, YouTube kept growing. By 2012, 1 billion unique users were visiting YouTube every month. By 2023, analysts were estimating YouTube's standalone value at over $400 billion. That is more than 240 times what Google paid. Eric Schmidt was asked about this later. He said the $1.65 billion had included what he called a premium for moving quickly. In other words, he paid $1 billion extra, deliberately, because being second wasn't acceptable. 3 people who met at a payments company, a dating website that nobody used for a single week, a rat-infested office above a pizzeria, a copyright lawsuit that threatened to destroy everything, and the biggest gamble Google ever made, $1 billion more than the buyer thought it was worth. The first video ever uploaded was an 18-second clip of a man standing in front of elephants at the zoo. Today, more than 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every single minute. Jawed Karim's elephant video has been watched more than 350 million times. If you want more stories like this, there's a playlist on this channel. And if this one taught you something new, hit like. It helps more people find these stories. See you in the next one.